Welcome to today's webinar. We are extremely happy to have with us today a great presenter, Mrs. Karen Saubeton. She is a board-certified health and wellness coach, certified nutrition consultant, and diabetes prevention lifestyle coach with a bachelor's degree in community nutrition from University of California, Davis. Since 2012, she has been dedicated to empowering families and individuals with practical, budget-friendly strategies for better health. Through engaging and fun activities, she helps people understand and adopt vital health concepts. Her approach is rooted in a collaborative, goal-oriented process that inspires motivation and commitment to lasting change, all within a supportive and compassionate environment. In addition to her expertise in nutrition and wellness, Mrs. Saubeton is also a certified prepare/enrich facilitator, where she equips couples and families with evidence-based tools and insights to nurture healthy relationships. Currently, Mrs. Saubeton serves as a nutritionist in a pediatric cardiologist office, where she continues to make a positive impact on children's health and well-being. Today's session, the topic is Eating for Health, Your Path to Wellness. Welcome once again, and welcome, Mrs. Saubeton.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. It's good to see everybody. Thank you for coming to the talk. Very happy to share a few insights on health. And today's topic, Eating for Health, Your Path to Wellness and Service. So I'd like to start with a quote. But before that, I'll go over some key points that about our talk today. We're going to discuss what the purpose of health is, examples of healthy diets, and understanding the factors that influence our health beyond food. Our aim is to explore how these elements contribute to our overall well-being and our ability to serve others. So, this quote is what I'd like to focus on for our talk today. You should not neglect your health, but consider it the means which enables you to serve. It, the body, is like a horse, which carries the personality and spirit, and as such should be well cared for, so it can do its work. You should certainly safeguard your nerves and force yourself to take time, not only for prayer, meditation, but for real rest and relaxation. So if we can imagine our body as a horse, we think to ourselves things like, what does this horse need to be healthy? And I think we can all agree that it needs food, it needs rest, it needs company. It needs to be taken care of, fed properly, and it needs to have fresh air and a safe place to be. So the question for today is, what is eating for health? And if we think about what is eating for health, then the question is, what is not eating for health? So what are things that are not eating for health? Well, I suppose we eat because we're hungry. We also eat because food tastes good. We also eat because we crave something. So there's many different reasons for eating. So let's get into a few of them. I'd like to discuss what eating for health might look like for us. Now, if you have a plate of food, these are some components of a plate of food that we want to have that will help us stay healthy. And this is a good guideline when you're sitting down and you're ready to eat. What does my plate look like? And do I have all these different components on my plate to ensure that I am healthy? So as you can see here, one of the unhealthy plate talks about water. It's not talking about sodas. It's talking about water, tea or coffee, and it's talking about limiting other drinks such as dairy and juice and sodas. And if we look at the plate, it's divided into 4 sections. One is for whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and protein. So when we sit down to eat, we think, okay, do I have my grains? Do I have my protein? Do I have my vegetable? Do I have my fruits? And fruits, of course, could come later in the day, later for dessert. And we also need to talk about healthy oils that we cook with, such as olive oil. So these are the basics of how do we know we're eating healthy. So it's a good guidelines for us to understand. So as we discussed previously, most of your meal would be vegetables and fruits, half of your plate. A fourth of your plate would be grains. A fourth plate would be protein. Then you would have your healthy oils, and you would drink your water, coffee, or tea. And something that's not part of a diet is staying active. And this helps us. These are just some tools to help us remember what we need to do every day. So the question would be, what are some of the healthiest diets in the world? Not in the world, but I would say in America, some of the diets that have been researched. And if I think everybody has heard about the Mediterranean diet. And that is one of the diets where most doctors and most health professionals will say that is a good diet to follow. And I won't get into the details of that because we could stay on here forever. Then you have a DASH diet, which is specific to helping reduce your blood pressure, which is similar to the Mediterranean diet. You have a diet called flexitarian, which is more plant-based. And then you have a MIND diet, which is a combination of Mediterranean and DASH. And this is the diet that helps people with their mind. So if we were to ask, what are some of the factors that influence your health? Ilham, is this something that I can have participants talk about?
If you would go through the presentation and then later, because everybody is muted at this point.
Okay.
So.
All right. So what are some of the factors that influence our health? As we know, if we sleep, exercise, prayer, meditation, and healthy relationships, these are just a few of the factors that influence our health. So we'll get into a little bit about sleep, the 10 benefits of sleep. And these are just a few. When we think about our heart it strengthens our heart, regulates your blood sugar. If you don't get enough sleep at night, in the morning, your blood sugar will be higher. And during the whole next day, your blood sugar will be higher. So sleep is very important for our blood sugar. And if we don't get enough sleep, our stress hormones will be higher. And if our stress hormones are higher, we are hungrier all day long. So sleep affects our appetite. And sleep affects the inflammation in our body because our body hasn't gotten a chance to repair at night. And related to being a healthy weight, if you don't get enough sleep, that makes you hungrier, which then will affect your weight and your blood sugar. One of the interesting things of not getting enough sleep is it improves your balance. So if you don't get enough sleep, your balance will be off. You ever thought about that one? That's a very interesting one. And as you know, we have more energy and we're more alert if we sleep better. Our memory is better and our thinking is better, and it repairs your body. One thing that's not here, which is a benefit of sleep, is that our moods are better. We are not as angry. We are not as sad. We tend to be happier when we sleep well. So I think we're going to get into exercise now. So the benefits of exercise: it helps with our weight. It helps with many health conditions, such as high cholesterol, high triglycerides. If our body is stronger, our body works better. And exercise also improves mood. As we know, there's been research that says that for mild depression, exercise works as well as certain medications. It gives you more energy, just like sleep. Exercise gives you more energy, and then it helps you sleep. And of course, exercise can be fun if we do it with our friends and have fun. So one of the things we don't talk about when we talk about health is prayer. How does prayer help us with our health? It reduces our stress, helps us be calm. It enhances our emotional well-being. It helps us cope with things. And of course, we get our spiritual connection. And it helps us with decision-making. Makes us more grateful. Makes us more forgiving and compassionate with others. There are times when we find ourselves not very forgiving and not very compassionate. Prayer takes us back into who we are and what our purpose is. And benefits also of meditation and mindfulness for our health. And there's a few. There's physical benefits and mental benefits of meditation. The physical ones: it reduces our stress and anxiety, lowers blood pressure. And we know that if you have high blood pressure, exercise 1 hour a day is very important. And there is sleep again. It helps our sleep. It improves our immune system and reduces the risk of chronic disease. It improves our mood, our regulation, emotional regulation. We're not as angry. That seems to be, our mood is affected so far we see in sleep and exercise and meditation and prayer. And meditation also increases our focus and concentration. So does sleep, so does exercise. It makes us more self-aware. And an interesting one is it reduces our pain perception. Not necessarily our pain, but our pain perception. And it improves our cognitive function. In other words, our brain works better when we take time for meditation. So let's say another benefit that we don't talk about when it comes to our health is the benefit of a healthy relationship. If our relationships are not healthy, are we getting enough sleep? Are we getting enough exercise? Are we eating properly? For some people, if their relationships aren't doing well, they don't eat enough. For some people, they eat too much. So a healthy relationship is extremely important for our health. And healthy relationships give us less stress. we are able to heal better. There are some research showing that if your relationship is not good, it predisposes you to things like cancer. It predisposes you to having sicknesses. So it increases our have healthier behaviors, which means sleeping better, eating better, exercising, gives us a greater sense of purpose and a longer life, which is what we all like to hear. So that's important for us all, healthy relationships. So my question today for everybody is, if you were to think of if you are this horse, if your body and is like a horse and it needs to serve you, what do you want to do? What's one thing you would like to do to help serve your body? What's one change you can make with regards to your health? Is it around food? Is it around sleep? Is it around exercise? Is it around prayer, meditation, or is it around your relationships? What is one thing that you can take time to do to help take care of your body so that this body of ours can serve? Then the next question for you would, why is this important to you? If we want to make a change in our life, we have to think about what is the importance of this change for us? What is our reason for change? If we don't have a good reason for change, we are not likely to change, or we might start and then start with a small change. Let's say you want to exercise more. You might start today, you might do this for a week, you might do it for 2 weeks, which is something that everybody does in January. They say, I'm going on a diet, I'm going to exercise more. And what happens? We might do it for a week or two and then we stop. And I think what is our reason to be healthier? So that's something that we really need to think about. And then, of course, how will this help serve you, and how will it serve others if you're healthier? If you're healthier, will your brain work better? If you're healthier, can you do more in serving others? Or will you need to be served? So, in conclusion, when we're bringing it all together, we think that health is interconnected across many different dimensions. And just addressing our physical and spiritual needs is self-care. And self-care is also about rest and recreation. It's not only about service. And together, service goes back to serving yourself. And resting is a way of, and prayer and meditation is a way of self-care. I don't think we talk about that prayer and meditation, how that is self-care. And we don't talk about, we do talk about vacations and rest as self-care, but not too much about prayer and meditation. And when we work together, help each other, we can become healthier and be of service to others in our community. I'd like to conclude with this quote. Between material things and spiritual things, there is a connection. The more healthful his body, the greater will be the power of the spirit of man, the power of the intellect, the power of the memory, and the power of reflection will be greater.
Thank you so much, dear Karen, for sharing your expertise with us. You certainly made complex concepts to do with our well-being very understandable and relevant.